biggest criticisms that I know about Elizabeth Warren was that she, championed capitalism at the State of the Union this year with Trump. So he's invading Venezuela because they're socialists, and she's sitting there like, being a lapdog for capitalism. We've had a socialist capitalist system forever. She wouldn't endorse Bernie probably because, he calls himself a socialist. I would say her progressive platform mostly aligns with Bernie Sanders. She's saying she's going to abolish private insurance now, but her college plan isn't nearly as good as Bernie's. She's not going to help me out, and then 25% of the student debt isn't going to be taken care of. Bernie's going to take care of all the debt. So Elizabeth Warren also, she fucked Bernie Sanders over. She's championed capitalism in a time when we're trying, we're destabilizing Venezuela. We've taken 3 oil refineries off the Gulf of Mexico from Venezuela, stole $3 billion worth of gold from Venezuela. We keep destroying their electric grid, so we keep working on sabotaging their systems. We're pushing for a coup d'etat in another nation. Talk about meddling. My God, all the Russians are meddling in our election. They're not turning our electric grids, right? They're not turning on and off our electric grids. They're not stealing our gold and stealing our oil refineries. So she's showing a lack of courage. She's smart. She's progressive in many different ways. She's not good enough. She's not strong enough. She's not a strong enough street fighter, and she's not a strong enough progressive. So she believes in, the 3 big free college, free health care, free child care, but her free college is, limited. Her free health care, it says that she waffles on Medicare for all, so I wonder, what is her exact plan? She's acted like she's in line with Bernie Sanders' plan. She was one of the few people that raised their hands on the debate stage. So, she wants to cancel some of the student debt. She's for taxes, regulation, break up the 10 major corporate monopolies, Google, Facebook, Amazon. She believes in a wealth tax. She wants to shut down all private prisons. She's got a lot of things going for her. Elizabeth Warren is, intelligent and smart. If Bernie Sanders wasn't in there, or Kamala, or Tulsi, then she's probably my number 4 pick. So, I appreciate her progressiveness, and she'll be a good ally for Bernie Sanders when Bernie Sanders becomes the president. Now, here's a list. I'm just going to go down and read it and then maybe talk about some of the things on it. I didn't write this, but it came, this is important for the, conversation of democracy. The criticisms actually tell you more about the person than what they brag about. Of course, they're great and wonderful and could do no wrong, but, they're human, and to know where those policies are. So here's the criticisms of Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren voted for Trump's military budget twice. She advocates for green bombs, so I guess solar-powered bombs. Cited Madeleine Albright as her foreign policy advisor. Madeleine Albright, 500,000 Iraqi children dying wasn't, she thought it was worth it. Well, accept big donor money in the general election, accepted money from CEOs, multi-billionaires, executives of big companies. So she, champions capitalism. We have a socialist capitalist system for the last 70 years, half socialist, half capitalist. And she's gonna, basically, they might appeal to somebody. Wall Street's gonna pick her because she's appealing to capitalism. But is that gonna appeal to the people? She voted against GMO labeling. She defends Israel shelling Gaza. They're fucking with Palestine right now, so she's really bad when it comes to Israel and Palestine. AIPAC. She's an AIPAC puppet. She pushed proposal to impose restrictions on sex workers' bank accounts. More restrictions on sex workers, so it's making it harder for sex workers and restrictions on their bank accounts. She's not signed on the legislation to cap credit card interest rates at 15%. She's not signed on to the legislation to expand the estate tax or to expand Social Security or to tax Wall Street transactions. She's silent on the Dakota Access Pipeline until it was convenient. She gave Trump a standing ovation. And because of his hatred of socialism, a senior education advisor, TFA, endorsed Republicans Manchin and Cordray, voted to advance Ben Carson's nomination until pressured to vote no. Believed Assange is a bad actor, beloved by CAP, Third Way, and neocons, claimed to be a Native American, still steals plans from other politicians. Republican till 96, declined to confirm whether she voted for Ronald Reagan. So she probably voted for Ronald Reagan. Hillary was a Goldwater girl. She was angling herself to be a Hillary Clinton vice president. So, yeah, she fucked Bernie Sanders over just because he has socialist in his name, and she's trying to be the anti-socialist, right, by champion just pure capitalism. So that's great, right? She's for pure capitalism. That means all these Republicans, Trump has been calling her Pocahontas and shitting on her the whole time. Republicans are going to vote for Elizabeth Warren no matter how capitalist she goes, because she has a lot of these progressive planks. So people say, well, that's a perfect, right? Capitalist and socialist, a little bit of both. We've never had a fucking pure socialist, Let's get some socialists in here for 4 years, see how that goes. We've been capitalists for 200 years. I'm sure if capitalism's so strong, it can endure 4 years of socialism. GMO labeling, I feel like, yeah, let's just label it. What's the big deal? I'd like to know where it's coming from. I'm not opposed to GMOs particularly, but there would be some inherent danger, of them genetically modifying. Everything that they genetically modify can, just everything's good. I've heard people defend it. It's all good. No, genetically modifying's awesome. You could make mutants out of it, right? You could, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, isn't that how they were GMOs? So, is that what you want? Your corn to turn into, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? What if they're evil? What if they're wicked? You don't know how these GMO things can go. So, when it comes to capping credit card interest rates at 15%, not going to do that. Estate tax, Social Security, Wall Street transactions. Why isn't she expanding Social Security? Why doesn't she want Wall Street to be taxed? Why isn't she expanding the estate tax? Is she defending the 1%? She defends capitalism. It's just, it's not very crystal clear. She seems to be all over the place. She says, the Dakota Access Pipeline, she kind of gives, she defends Israel shelling Gaza. She says she'll accept big donor money in the general election if she's the nominee. When it comes to the military budget, voting for Trump's military budget, Madeleine Albright's her foreign policy advisor. She thought it was okay that 500,000 Iraqis died. She thinks Julian Assange is a bad actor. Julian Assange is an absolute hero. Julian Assange is a goddamn hero. Jesus Christ. Snowden, Manning, Julian Assange, they give up their fucking lives to stand up for a good cause. The least the American people could do is, say, thank you for telling us the information. What a bunch of pricks. Oh, now that we got the information, now we're going to dispose of you, right? She was getting all the information because she's, senator, so she didn't need the information. She was probably like, damn it, Assange showed information that I knew to the people. Well, you should be in favor of that. So I believe Bernie Sanders said he would do a light sentencing or something. Oh, I'm sure we'll take it easy on him or some shit like that. And then the Native Americans, Trump is right about the Pocahontas thing. She said she was Native American. She has like 0.001%, so they found, somehow they dug deep and found some Native American, a drop of Native American blood. Like literally a drop. So that's probably the polls are skewed just to, but she got the polls done. So that means she does have the tiniest bit of Native American blood. So that kind of, doesn't totally, nullify her, but it helps because it says, okay, she did have a little bit of blood. And so she's been claiming to be Native American to get all these, privileges and shit. So she fucked up. And she needs to rectify with the American people that she fucked up. Yeah, I did, and I shouldn't have done that. And, maybe I should be, spanked. Somebody should spank me. Okay, steals plans from other politicians. Yeah, good idea is a good idea, so I'm not too worried about that. But there's a lot of things on this that it does not sit well with me. She loves Ben Carson. She can't wait for that mansion. Was it Tim Mansion to get in there? Senior Education Advisor, TFA, 2 fucks Apple. I don't know what TFA is. So, let's see, anything else there? Cap, third way, neocons. Neocons are just your warmongers. I'm not sure what Cap and third way is. And, yeah. So she's got, a lot of great progressive platform. Great, breaking up Google, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, free college, at least for, 75%, free child care, government health care. It looks like it's Bernie's. Canceling student debt, maybe 75% of it, taxes, regulation, breaking up wealth tax, shutting down private prisons. But she fucked over Bernie. She cheered for the capitalism, you know, for Donald Trump-styled capitalism, pushed for Ben Carson, voted for Ronald Reagan. She's a big-ass capitalist. She claimed to be Native American in order to gain privileges off of that. And she's, you know, doesn't give a shit about Palestine. There's just too many problems here. There's just too many goddamn problems with Elizabeth Warren. We need a street fighter and a progressive, and we get both of those with the Bernie Sanders.